Forever now, forever now.
Hey, so today I'm going to be showing you how I got my cousin ready, and she is pretty young, and she's my cousin, so by the way, if you see me touching her face with my bare hands, then that is why. She doesn't really care. At least I don't think she cares, but I am, I started to fill her eyebrows in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow, and then I realized that I didn't moisturize her face, so then I went ahead and did that. Then I continue to fill her eyebrows in the front of her eyebrows, I'm using soft brown, and towards the end, I'm using dark brown. And she has really good eyebrows, so I didn't really need to do much. And then I cleaned it up with LA Girl concealer, and I also primed her eyelids with that same concealer. I'm also brushing her eyebrows as I go, and I'm using this angled brush. I don't know where it's from actually, but any angled brush will do. I typically don't care which one I use as long as the hairs are soft. To make sure that her eyeshadow won't crease into her eyes, I added some powder and I used the RCMA No Color powder. It's a really good translucent powder, and yeah, this is going to prevent her eyeshadow to sink into her fine lines in her eyes, and it'll just blend better too. So to start off, I'm using the MAC 224 brush, and I am placing a transitional color all over her eyes, and that is the peachy tone color from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And then I'm gonna grab the soft brown from that same palette and place it on her outer corner with the Morphe brush M412, and I'm just gonna blend that in the crease, and I'm not gonna drag it towards her inner corner because she has very small eyes, so I don't want to make her eyes look, smaller. And then from the Naked 3 palette, that periwinkle shade, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a very pretty shimmery color, and I'm going to use that on her lid. And I sprayed it with some Fix Plus so that it can look more pigmented. And it's kind of funny because I did her makeup for her graduation for her middle school, and I used the same exact color on her, which is kind of funny. And then I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and I'm just gonna mix basically all of the eyeshadows, all of the highlight to create a brighter look on her eyes. And then from that Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm grabbing a darker brown and basically gonna contour her eyes a little bit just to make it more defined, and then add some black as well. Now I'm just blending all of that in with the 224 brush by MAC, and this brush has no product, and I'm just making sure everything is blended out. And now I am priming her face with the NYX HD primer. This is literally like glue, and especially if you're going to be taking pictures, it's such a good primer because it makes your face look so good in pictures. And I'm using my hands because, like I said, she's my cousin, so she doesn't really care. I'm going to color correct a little bit with the LA Girl the Orange Concealer. She has some discoloration in her face, nothing major, but I know the camera didn't really pick it up well, but I'm just going to blend that in quickly with a dry beauty blender, and then I'm going to add some foundation on her face, and I mix the Rainforest of the Sea Tan Sand Foundation with the Infallible foundation. I just added the Infallible towards the center of her face just in case she was going to get oily. And also this foundation has a really good yellow undertone, which she could have used because the Tan Sand foundation from the Rainforest of the Sea collection has more of like an orange peachy undertone, which I'm not really a big fan of, but I love the formula of this foundation. It made her look so good. So now I'm just going to be contouring her face. Not that she needs any contour because her face is so tiny, but I'm just going to bring her nose in a little bit, and that disgusting palette in the back is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour and Highlight Palette. I'm using the darker shade to bring her nose in a little bit and her cheeks just to give her face some definition. That palette is disgusting because I use it all the time, and I don't even know how to justify myself, but it's like disgusting. All of my makeup, I just never keep it in a good condition. You know, like there's some type of people who have their makeup and it looks brand new, and then there's other people like me who don't really care. But I'm blending in her concealer with my fingers, and I use the LA Girl to conceal under her eyes, and it wasn't bright enough, so I went in with another concealer. But I'm just blending that in with my fingers because I feel like it just looks so good, and it's like more natural and it blends way better. And now I'm using the Almay concealer. It's like a blemish control concealer, but it looks so good on her skin. The formula works perfect for her. And I didn't want to use anything heavy because she is young, so I wanted to keep it light and bright, you know. So I'm just using my fingers to blend that in, and I'm going to set that with the RCMA No Color Powder. And this brush I'm using is from e.l.f. It's a really good brush. Yeah, I'm just packing that powder underneath her eyes to make sure that her makeup sets really good and she's ready for these pictures. With that same concealer that I use under her eyes, I'm going to be highlighting the chin, the bridge of her nose, and her forehead a little bit. And I'm blending that in with my finger as well, just because it looks really, really natural and it blends out really nice. And I'm going to be taking an e.l.f. brush to blend in her contour, and I just wanted this to give her a little color. I didn't really want her to look more I didn't want her cheekbones to look, you know, more lifted or anything because she has like the perfect face. So I'm just blending that in with this brush, and I didn't really want to contour her forehead because her forehead is tiny. So yeah, and I'm blending in her nose contour with my ring finger just because her nose is really small and I didn't want to mess up her under eye baking or mess up her nose contour with a brush. So the finger worked perfect. So now I'm going to be finishing her eyes, and the reason why I did her face, started her face before I finished her eyes is because the baking underneath, the powder underneath her eyes is going to catch any fallout from her eyeshadow. So if that is the case, you just wipe off the white powder and the fall off will come right out with it as well. And I'm using these lashes. I believe these are the Ardell's 105. So I wiped the powder away and I bronzed her face and contoured it, but I don't know, I can't find that clip. But I set her face with MAC Fix Plus before I put any powder on. This is just going to make the, the blush look more pigmented. And I'm using a blush from Milani. I don't remember the name, but I will leave it in my description box. It looks so pretty on her. And I know it, like, I'm not going to buy anything from MAC anymore. I just want to use up all their products because I have it on hand. And I'm going to be um, adding some highlight on her face and basically using Sunburst and Bubbly from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. It looks so pretty on her. I can't even get over it. And I'm just going to place them on her nose, on her forehead, on her cheeks. And then I'm just going to blend that all out with a brush. For her lips, I'm using a lip pencil from MAC. I don't remember the name, but I'll leave it in my description box. Actually, I'm not, because I don't want to buy from MAC anymore. I don't think anyone should buy from MAC anymore, but I'm just using up the products that I have because I need to use them up so that I won't like ever buy from them again. But on top of that, I'm going to be using the Kylie Jenner lip gloss, and literally, and it looked so good on her. I literally couldn't get over it. It was literally so cute. That reminds me how much I used to abuse the word literally so much. It was pretty bad, but yeah, she looks so good with this lip gloss. It just fits her so well. I'm just adding some finishing touches. I'm squeezing her lashes with her real lashes just to blend it better. This mascara is also not cruelty free, but like I said before, I'm just trying to get rid of all my makeup that is not cruelty free. And yeah, just put some mascara on her bottom lashes as well, and then on her top lashes just to blend it all together. And then I'm going to be squeezing her lashes one more time with her fake lashes. And that's pretty much done. She looked so good and she looks so grown. I just can't even get over it. I'm spraying her face with the 4-in-1 by Chart. And we're done.
Pain that's burning